Things are heating up as Elon Musk picks his next opponents in the mega brand that is Apple. An unstoppable force meets an immovable object. As advertisers reportedly flee Twitter and employees depart, whether by choice or layoff, Elon Musk is taking jabs at tech giant Apple. On Twitter, Musk's preferred platform of choice, even before he closed a deal to buy the social media company for $44 billion, the CEO called out Twitter and fellow chief executive Tim Cook over multiple issues, including advertising and the fees Apple charges to devs on its App Store. The latest missives follow a flurry of activity at Twitter, which includes a plan to relaunch the Twitter Blue subscription service aimed at verifying real users with a checkmark. Here's everything you should know about Musk's latest comments on Apple, but first, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more similar content. What did Musk say about Apple? It started with a tweet Monday from Musk on Apple and advertising. Apple has mostly stopped advertising on Twitter, Musk wrote. Do they hate free speech in America? Musk followed with another tweet directly asking Apple CEO Tim Cook. Musk then claimed Apple threatened to withhold Twitter from the App Store, followed by a separate tweet criticizing fees Apple charges to developers who create apps for products including the iPhone and iPad. The Twitter app is still available for iOS devices, and there's no sign that the popular social media app is at real risk of getting booted by Apple. The Tesla CEO's furious tweets recall how Musk has long taken shots at Apple and highlighted just how much power the tech juggernaut has still over the world's richest person. Meanwhile, Apple as a company never engages in public trash talk toward Musk or Tesla, and has even avoided taking veiled shots at them as opposed to the frequent oblique criticisms aimed at Facebook. Behind all the attacks, Musk has great admiration for Apple's original founder, Steve Jobs. Musk has even begun working with Steve Jobs' biographer, Walter Isaacson, on his own official biography. Musk's latest spate of Apple insults began last week. This week, Musk claimed in the tweet that Apple has mostly stopped advertising on the Twitter platform. He tried to provoke Apple CEO Tim Cook into a public discussion about the reduction in advertising on Twitter, asking him if Apple hates free speech in America and what's going on here. Cook did not respond. Apple is not alone in reducing its campaigns on the social media platform since Musk took over. After Musk closed a leveraged buyout deal on October 28 and appointed himself CEO, a spike of anti-black racist and anti-Semitic hate speech flooded the platform, partly because of raids that were coordinated by users on online chat platform 4chan. Musk also began making steep cuts to Twitter's workforce, gutting sales teams responsible for measuring Twitter's performance metrics, and content moderation teams, among others. Twitter has been losing advertisers and ad revenue ever since, with civil rights groups and previous advertisers on the platform pressuring Musk to prove that this much smaller team can responsibly manage content moderation, ad campaigns, cybersecurity, and more. Whether accurate or not, Musk's allegations that Apple has threatened to withhold Twitter from its App Store may resonate with other developers. Apple is notorious for providing few details when notifying app makers that their apps are at risk of suffering delayed updates or removal from the App Store. Responses inside Apple's App Store Connect platform are terse, usually citing a rule but not elaborating on what specifically an app maker should do to fix the problem. For example, Apple might say the app has a metadata problem or uses banned application programming interface. Musk also chafes under Apple's platform fees, which are between 15% and 30% of total digital sales, like the $8 Twitter Blue subscription that Musk has said could be a major product for the company. Musk said it was a de facto global tax on the internet before he took over Twitter, but in his new role as an app owner, he has attacked it with increasing vigor. This week, he tweeted and deleted a meme that suggested he would rather go to war than pay 30% to Apple. Apple earlier this week declined to comment on the alleged threat of suspension or Apple's ad spend with Twitter. Tesla and Apple are neighbors in the San Francisco Bay Area, which means that they have competed for talent for more than a decade. Now that competition has extended into Texas, Both companies need mechanical engineers, industrial designers, materials science and battery experts, and skilled software engineers. Apple has also invested heavily in developing its electric autonomous vehicle technology. If the so-called Apple car ever came to the market, Tesla and Apple would be direct competitors. In that context, early examples of Musk tweaking Apple could be seen as friendly rivalry. When Tesla was still an underdog and upstart, Musk used to call Apple the Tesla graveyard, according to former Tesla employees who spoke with CNBC. Internally, he would encourage unhappy Tesla workers to go apply for a cushy job at Apple. He eventually brought this up in a public interview, saying that Apple hired people who were fired from Tesla. In 2018, dozens of former Tesla employees landed at Apple, including some who were laid off and others who simply jumped ship from Tesla. At the time, the EV maker's North American PR told CNBC, "Tesla is the hard path. We have 100 times less money than Apple, so of course they can afford to pay more." One of the most notable people to switch sides was Doug Field, who started at Apple, joined Tesla, and then rejoined Apple. Now he works for a more direct Tesla competitor, Ford. Last summer, Musk laid out some of his problems with the way Apple does business on a Tesla earnings call, although he was careful not to name the company at first. He started by criticizing the amount of cobalt, a mineral linked to human rights abuses, which Apple uses to make batteries in its devices. In 2018, Musk pledged to eliminate Tesla's use of cobalt in its production entirely. Tesla has shifted a significant portion of its vehicles to a type of battery called an LFP, or lithium iron phosphate battery. However, it has not managed to eliminate need of cobalt completely yet. Have Apple's CEO Tim Cook and Musk ever spoken in depth? According to Cook, the answer is no. The Apple chief said in a 2021 podcast that he has great admiration and respect for Tesla, but that he has never spoken with Elon Musk. The two were photographed feet apart with other business leaders at a 2016 meeting with former President Donald Trump at Trump Tower. But Musk claims that Apple declined his proposal to acquire Tesla years ago when the EV maker's market cap stood at a fraction of its current value. During the darkest days of the Model 3 program, I reached out to Tim Cook to discuss the possibility of Apple acquiring Tesla for 1/10 of our current value. He refused to take the meeting, Musk tweeted in 2020. Another version of the story comes from Power Play, Tesla, Elon Musk, and the Bet of the Century, a book by business journalist Tim Higgins. Around 2016, according to the book, Musk and Cook spoke about Apple potentially acquiring Tesla. It was struggling with high costs and issues shipping its Model 3 car at the time. Apple, with its expertise in manufacturing and large amounts of cash, would have been perfect as an acquirer. Except in Higgins' telling, Musk had one condition. He wanted to become CEO of the combined Apple-Tesla. That was all from us today, folks. For more similar content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.